In this chapter you will learn more about the configuration of your devices and networks in the TIA portal. You will need a variety of components. For example, modular controllers, decentralized peripherals, or drives to control your system. For the operation and monitoring of your system, you will furthermore require operating panels and PC systems for the connection to higher-level administration systems. You will, however, only need one tool for the configuration of all these devices: the TIA portal. All devices are configured in the Device and Network view. You simply add devices in the Network view and create a graphic network. The various bus systems like Profinet, Profibus or ASI can be configured here as well. You can add more modules to the devices in the Device view and parameterize them at the same time. Do you need safety-relevant functions? Simply combine the relevant standard or safety modules according to your requirements. The Network view allows you an overview of your complete system, including safety functions as well as the networking between devices. Selected components can also be stored in a library for purposes of modularization or for later reuse in other projects. These may be individual modules and devices or complete configurations. And how exactly is that done in the TIA portal? As a first step, you need to create a new project. Then you add the devices. You will immediately have a clear overview of which device types can be configured in the TIA portal. Drives, PC systems, HMI operating devices, right down to the various controllers. All you have to do is select the hardware you want. The device will be graphically displayed in the network editor. Other Siemens modules, for example decentralized peripherals, can be added via drag and drop from the task card hardware catalog. You also have the option to configure components via the standardized device description files. Another configuration option is to use your own user libraries, the so-called global libraries. These libraries include completed and tested device configurations from previous projects. But the libraries not only contain individual devices and their configured modules, you can find complete device groups with or without bus networking to add to your project, which you can then, of course, store in the library as well for later use. You can therefore store your own configuration know-how, no matter what the project, for later use anywhere else within your group of companies. Open the Device view to configure a device, for example, a distributed peripheral with other hardware modules. The configured modules are presented in a photorealistic visualization. Add more modules via the task card hardware catalog or insert individual pre-parameterized modules from the library. Proceed the same way with safety modules. You can carry out the required parameterization of the safety and standard modules right here in the inspector window of the hardware editor. Let's say that all you need to complete the control of your failsafe peripheral is a failsafe controller. Simply exchange the standard controller with a failsafe controller and activate its failsafe operation via properties. The TIA portal will automatically create the necessary functions for the safety program, for example, safety administration and a safety workflow group. Complete your hardware configuration by simply copy and pasting similar stations. All modules configured for the station, including their parameterization, will be applied. In principle, your project hardware configuration is complete once you have all the devices you need. But how will the individual stations communicate with each other? In the network view, you can now simply interconnect the devices graphically via their interfaces. The TIA portal will automatically assign the devices to the controller. That applies for Profinet and Profibus, as well as for ASI networks. On field bus level, the devices are connected via a Profibus network, for example. As a third option, you can see here the previously completed networking with ASI bus devices, which you copied from the library into the project. The system automatically generates all required settings, for example, the IP addresses at Profinet and the device addresses at Profibus and the ASI bus. The entire system is now configured, parameterized and networked. As you have seen, the configuration of complex systems has never been easier than with the TIA portal. You can configure all your devices with one single engineering system and can then network them graphically. Plus, common data storage will keep your entire project consistent at all times.